Good evening and welcome to the Thursday, May 1st, 2025 edition of the Village of Riverside Board of Trustees Sine Die meeting. Did I pronounce that right? Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Clerk Stenzel, please call the roll.
Trustee Koss? Here. Trustee Marsh-Ozga?
Here.
Trustee Clarity? Here. Trustee Gallegos?
Here.
Trustee Evans?
Here.
Manager Francis?
Here.
Attorney Pickerel?
Here.
Also present, Clerk Stenzel.
We have a quorum for this evening's meeting, and I'll begin with the President's report. I will also just note for those watching at home and in the audience tonight, we have two village board meetings tonight. The first one is titled a Sine Die meeting, meaning the last meeting of this particular board. And then the second meeting will immediately follow, and it's our regular board meeting where the new board will be in place. With the President's report, I have a few proclamations I would like to first read. The first is the Bike Month proclamation. Whereas the Village of Riverside will be promoting bicycling during the month of May 2025, and whereas the bicycle is an economical, healthy, convenient, and environmentally sound form of transportation, and an excellent tool for recreation and enjoyment of Riverside's scenic beauty. And whereas throughout the month of May, the residents of Riverside and community visitors will experience the joys of bicycling through educational programs, races, commuting, or by simply getting out and going for a ride. And whereas Riverside's road and trail system attracts bicyclists each year, providing health, transportation, economic, tourism, and scenic benefits. And whereas creating a bicycling-friendly community has been shown to improve citizens' health, well-being, and quality of life, grow the economy of Riverside by attracting tourism dollars, improve traffic safety, support student learning outcomes, and reduce pollution, congestion, and wear and tear on our roads. And whereas Ride Illinois is educating cyclists and motorists as to the proper and safe operation of bicycles at their website. And whereas municipalities, schools, parks, recreation departments, police departments, public health districts, hospitals, companies, and civic groups will be promoting bicycling during the month of May 2025. And whereas these groups, along with the Village of Riverside, are also inspiring bicycle tourism year-round to attract more visitors to enjoy our local restaurants, retail establishments, and cultural and scenic attractions. And whereas these groups are also promoting greater public awareness of bicycle operation and safety education in an effort to reduce collisions, injuries, and fatalities, and improve health and safety for everyone on the road. Now therefore be it resolved that I, J. Douglas Pollock, Village President, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Bike Month in the Village of Riverside, and I urge all residents to join me in this special observance. In witness hereof, May 1st, 2025. One of those civic groups that is promoting public awareness of bicycle operation and safety is represented here tonight. I'd like to invite you up, David, to address. I understand you want to address the board.
Yes, thank you. And my wife, Valerie, is the leader of Ride Riverside, and she has taken ill this evening with a flu. So I hope that I can convey her passion, and this means a lot to her. So if you'll bear with me, I'll do my best. Good evening. I'm Valerie Kramer, leader of Ride Riverside. Thank you, President Pollock, for the Bike Month proclamation. Thank you also to the trustees, village staff, and now police officers who support and attend our community rides. I'm proud to live in a city, or a town, that celebrates biking, a healthy, joyful, and eco-friendly way to move through our beautiful tree-lined streets. I'm here with two messages. First, Ride Riverside is still riding. Our free, family-friendly rides continue Friday, May 9th at 6 p.m. We meet by the train station and Guthrie Park. Last year, we organized 9 rides, some with nearly 100 riders, about 1% of Riverside's population. Even this year's chilly April ride had 41 participants. Could I see a show of hands of those who own a bike? I have a reflective sticker pack for you and everyone who joins our next slow roll, and I do have these here. These are really cool, very reflective. To help keep evening rides safer and more visible, we ride on the second Friday of every month. All ages welcome. We wear helmets, light up our bikes, and ride slowly together. It's a fun and safe way to connect with our community. Please join us. Find us on Facebook at Ride Riverside and on Instagram at Ride Riverside IL. That's the fun news. But I'm also here tonight with a more urgent concern: safety. Last year, I watched as kids huddled around a mangled child's bike at the corner of Delaplane and Michaud. My heart sank. Later, orange flags appeared on top of the stop signs. From 2010 to 2023, 41 children have been hit and injured while biking in Riverside. That should never be normal. And yet, we often hear the kids need to be more careful. We need more education. But let's be honest, kids make mistakes. They're kids. Their brains are still developing. The solution isn't that just teaching kids to look for cars or putting up a few flags. The solution is to design streets that forgive human error, where safety is built into every turn and crosswalk. Speed is everything. A pedestrian hit at 20 miles per hour has a 10% chance of being killed. At 30 miles per hour, that jumps to 40%, 4 times as likely. And yet, most drivers treat the speed limit as a minimum, not a maximum. But traffic calming works. Raised crosswalks, diverters, bike lanes. Many of these solutions cost less than educating one child for a year in District 96. And they're completely in line with Olmsted's vision of a walkable village in the forest. A Vision Zero plan is a commitment to eliminate serious injuries and deaths on our roads. Because none of us should lose a child to something entirely preventable, Hoboken, New Jersey, 6 times our size, has had 0 traffic deaths since adopting its Vision Zero plan. If they can do it, so can we. In contrast, over the past 6 years of available traffic data, Riverside has lost 4 lives, had 27 people severely injured, and seen 19 children hit and injured while riding bikes. These are not just numbers. They are our neighbors, our children, our community. If these injuries and deaths were caused by a string of violent crimes, we would act immediately. So why wait? We have the data, we have new funding, we have the chance to act before another child gets hurt. My son, Apollo, is 4. He's here with me. He is a Riverside kid through and through. He loves playing in the sand at Turtle Park, checking out every dinosaur book at the Riverside Library, and riding his bike every chance he gets. In 5 years, he'll bike to school alone, a cherished rite of passage for many Riverside kids. I put on his helmet, I teach him the rules, but I can't stop an SUV from speeding into him. I've worked as a physical therapist with patients recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. I know firsthand how life-changing a crash can be. If my boy is hit, would he still love dinosaurs? Would he need a wheelchair instead of a bike? Would he still blow me kisses and ask me to save them in my pocket? I'm doing my part to protect my son and every child in Riverside who rides their bike to school. I've already advocated for bike infrastructure on Forest Avenue, the street that leads to RB High School, the zoo, and the Salt Creek Trail. Forest and its intersection with First Avenue account for 15% of serious injury crashes in Riverside. Meanwhile, our neighbors Berwyn, Brookfield, North Riverside all have bike lanes. What do we have? Arrows painted on Forest Avenue that lead directly into parked cars. It's time to ask, is preserving every single parking space really worth more than a child's safety? Public safety is the village's #1 responsibility. We've made progress. Major crime is down 50% from 10 years ago, but traffic injuries barely changed. Now is the moment. We ask the board, 1, commit to including Vision Zero principles in the next infrastructure plan, and 2, start by identifying priority streets around schools like Forest Avenue. Ride Riverside is not alone in this request. 170 residents signed a petition showing strong support for a Vision Zero plan. The best way to honor Bike Month and protect our children is by adopting a Vision Zero plan, starting with safer streets near schools. Let's be the village that says, not one more child. Thank you.
Thank you, David. And
Thank you for your time.
the village board typically takes up infrastructure issues during our capital budgeting, which was coming up later this year.
Wonderful, thank you so much.
Thank you. I have a second proclamation for Global Big Day proclamation. Whereas Global Big Day is an annual event organized by the Cornell Lab of Ornithology in which bird watchers from around the world come together to document as many bird species as possible in a 24-hour period. And whereas Global Big Day, held annually on the second Saturday in May, provides a unique opportunity for people around the world to come together through the shared love of birds, and whereas Riverside's natural areas hold a vibrant tapestry of life with countless species sharing our village, and whereas understanding and appreciating biodiversity is crucial for environmental health and human well-being, and whereas citizen scientists and bird enthusiasts of all ages and abilities are encouraged to participate in Global Big Day by spending time observing and recording birds in their local communities, and whereas these collective observations contribute valuable data to scientific research, helping to monitor bird populations, track migration patterns, and identify conservation needs. And whereas by participating in Global Big Day, we foster a deeper connection with nature and promote the importance of bird conservation. And whereas the Des Plaines River Corridor in Riverside is designated by the National Audubon Society as an important bird area, offering food and shelter to migrating birds. Now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the members of the Village Board of Trustees, do hereby proclaim May 10th, 2025 as Global Big Day in Riverside, Illinois. In witness thereof, I affix my signature to this proclamation on May 1st, 2025. Thank you. And the third and final proclamation I one that is dear to my heart, as all these are, but this is a proclamation observing Public Service Week. Whereas Public Service Recognition Week has been celebrated since 1985, honoring the women and men who serve our nation as federal, state, county, and local government employees, each year the President and Congress designate the first full week of May as Public Service Recognition Week in celebration of public employees who put service above themselves. And whereas public service is a noble calling that requires dedication, integrity, high ethical standards, sacrifice, and whereas Americans are served every single day by public servants at the federal, state, county, and municipal levels, and these public servants deserve our gratitude, respect, and recognition for their contributions to the common good. Whereas public servants, including police officers, firefighters, public works personnel, administrative staff, teachers, librarians, nurses, social workers, and others, day in and day out, they provide the diverse services demanded by the American people of their government with efficiency and integrity. Whereas without these public servants at every level, continuity would be impossible in a democracy that regularly changes its leaders and elected officials. And now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the members of the Village Board of Trustees, do hereby proclaim May 5th to May 11th, 2025 as Public Service Week in Riverside, Illinois. In witness hereof, on this first day of May 2025, J. Douglas Pollock, Village President. Thank you. And some other announcements. As always, we like to remind people of upcoming meetings and events. May 12th is the Sesquicentennial Ad Hoc Committee will meet at the Village Hall. May 13th, the Landscape Advisory Commission at the Village Hall. May 14th, Economic Development Commission at Village Hall. And May 15th is our next Village Board meeting here again at the Village Hall. Upcoming events of note, mark your calendars for Global Big Day on May 10th. Check out the Village's website for more information. The guided bird walk begins at 9 a.m. at the Riverside Public Library. And as I was reading that proclamation, I had intended to thank Trustee Mateo for her hard work in making Global Big Day happen for the Village of Riverside. Thank you, Trustee Mateo. Riverside Ride on Saturday, May 17th. The ride will begin at Quincy Community Center at 7:15 a.m. Pre-registration is not required. Just show up with your bike and helmet. Fishing Derby on Saturday, May 17th from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. The event is free of charge, but pre-registration is required for the Fishing Derby on May 17th. And that concludes my president's report. I'll turn it over to Manager Francis.
Thank you. I have a brief report this evening. I just wanted to say on behalf of village staff and myself, I want to thank Trustee Clarity for all of her work and support over the past 4 years. I would also like to congratulate President Pollock, Trustee Marshazga, and Trustee Koss on being reelected. Finally, on behalf of village staff and myself, I would like to welcome incoming Trustee Joseph Fitzgerald. That is all I have this evening.
Thank you. Resident comments for non-agenda items. If there's any residents who would like to address the board on a non-agenda item, now is the opportunity to do so. Please introduce yourself and let us know what you're here for.
Good evening. My name is Charles Wiggin, and I'm a Riverside resident. I'm here today because I care about the safety of all who use our roads, especially vulnerable road users like pedestrians and cyclists. I'm one of the signers of Ride Riverside's petition to support the principles of Vision Zero, which aims to eliminate traffic fatalities and serious injuries by prioritizing safety in the design and planning of our streets. When discussing this initiative within the community, I've encountered some confusion about what exactly I'm supporting. So let me be clear. I'm not here to propose or discuss a list of infrastructure changes. What I'm supporting is a policy-level commitment, a commitment from the village that in all future infrastructure projects, the safety and needs of vulnerable road users will be given equitable consideration alongside those of drivers of motor vehicles. I'll say that again. I'm asking the village to commit that in all future infrastructure projects, the safety and needs of vulnerable road users will be given equitable consideration. And I believe that commitment should be formalized with a board resolution. A resolution would signal that the village recognizes the importance of considering vulnerable road users in future planning. It wouldn't bind the village to any specific project or spending, but it would establish a guiding principle that could influence how design decisions are made in the years ahead. There is precedent in Riverside for this kind of thoughtful design. Around 2016, the curb at the crosswalk on Burlington by the post office and Riverside Foods was extended so that pedestrians wouldn't be hidden behind parked cars. I see that crosswalk from my office every day, and I've noticed something encouraging. A lot of drivers actually stop. This is an uncontrolled crossing. There's no traffic signals, no flashing lights, no extra signage, no officer on the scene. The infrastructure is designed so that the safer behavior is intuitive. That small design change made a meaningful difference, and we can build upon that success. I'm asking the village to take a principled step forward and to commit to making safety a guiding priority in how we shape our streets. Thank you for considering this.
Thank you for your comments.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Peters, and I've been a Riverside resident for about 10 years. I'd like to begin by sincerely thanking the trustees and President Pollock for their dedication to serving as stewards of our village. I deeply appreciate the time, expertise, and passion that each of you brings to preserving Riverside's unique design and historic charm, not only for those of us who call it home today, but for the generations to come. So with that in mind, I'd like to offer my remarks this evening in support of Riverside adopting the Vision Zero plan framework. As avid runners, cyclists, nature lovers, and enthusiastic users of both active and public transportation, my husband and I were thrilled to find a home in Riverside. It was a place that offered the perfect combination of proximity to the metro, access to the Salt Creek Trail, and the serenity of a forested setting. After moving here, we learned so much about Riverside's rich history, including Frederick Law Olmsted's vision of Riverside as being the ideal suburb. And what could be more ideal than a community with infrastructure designed to be safe and accessible for everyone, drivers, cyclists, runners, walkers of all ages. A place where recreation and transportation can happen safely, side by side. I believe adopting the Vision Zero plan framework aligns perfectly with that original vision. It supports the creation of a village where residents and visitors alike can feel secure biking or walking to school, exercising, socializing, or simply enjoying the outdoors. Importantly, this commitment to safety does not have to come at the expense of Riverside's historic charm. In fact, thoughtful design is at the heart of both Vision Zero and Riverside's legacy. And no one understands the value of good design more than a Riversider. The Vision Zero framework offers a pathway to enhance, not alter, our village's aesthetic by integrating safety features that honor and celebrate the beauty of our streets, parks, and public spaces. The point I want to emphasize is that these changes don't have to be large and expensive or ugly and intrusive. In fact, it's often the small, thoughtful improvements that, when added together, create a significant impact. By making incremental adjustments that are keeping with the charm of our town, we can enhance the safety of our residents without compromising the character of Riverside. And we would not be the first community to embrace the Vision Zero initiative. In fact, more than 1,300 cities and towns worldwide have already committed to this life-saving plan, including hundreds of cities across the United States. Among them are Chicago, Oak Park, and the whole Champaign County in Illinois. This evening, I come to you with a spirit of collaboration and shared optimism, urging us to adopt the Vision Zero plan. And in doing so, we can continue to honor Olmsted's original vision and take meaningful steps toward ensuring Riverside remains a truly ideal suburb. I thank you so much for your time and attention tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before I step away, another resident had given me her prepared remarks. Would I be able to read them on her behalf?
Sure.
Okay. This is from Riverside resident, Jackie Robbins. She is a resident and a pediatrician. And she writes, "Thank you so much for taking the time to hear from Ride Riverside tonight. I have been a hospital pediatrician for over 10 years, so I think about the bike safety conversation not only as a parent, but also from the perspective of injury prevention. Biking is a really awesome activity for kids and families. It encourages movement, gets folks outdoors, and can bring friends and families together. Unfortunately, it also comes with risks. Every hour, 25 kids are seen in emergency departments for bike-related injuries, so many of which are entirely preventable. Luckily, most of these can be fixed with a Band-Aid or a cast, but sometimes they can have more serious traumatic brain injuries or even be killed. We know that wearing a properly fitted helmet can reduce the risk of serious head injuries by 85%. Too many kids still ride without one, and I have seen firsthand the difference it can make. I have cared for too many children whose injuries could have been prevented by wearing a helmet. As you've heard from Ride Riverside, bike safety involves so many things. It starts with wearing helmets and teaching everyone the rules of the road. But a huge part of keeping bikers, and especially kids on bikes, safe comes from community awareness. Adults rallying together to create a safe place for kids to ride. Keeping our kids safe is not just my job as a pediatrician, but it's our job as their community. So let's work together to make biking safe, fun, and accessible for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else that would like to address the board on the non-agenda item? Thank you for those who came. I know I speak on behalf of the entire village board when I say that your advocacy makes a difference in this village, and we appreciate that very much. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Clerk Stenzel, please read the consent agenda.
Approve voucher list of bills, May 1st, 2025. Approve Village Board of Trustee regular meeting minutes, April 17th, 2025. Approve Village Board of Trustees executive session meeting minutes, April 17th, 2025. Review and file board and commission minutes. Police Pension Board regular meeting minutes, January 16th, 2025. Historical Commission regular meeting minutes, March 17th, 2025. Planning and Zoning Commission regular meeting minutes, March 18th, 2025. Review and file department monthly reports. Finance Department, February 2025. And the C4 Climate Resilience Plan adoption.
Do any of these items need to be removed from the consent agenda? Could I get a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda? Motion, second. And before I ask Clerk Stenzel to call the roll, I would like to note that the village's Road to 2050 Climate Action and Resilience Plan is on the consent agenda. The process of creating this plan began over a year ago with Assistant Village Manager Monroe drafting a request for proposal for a consultation for a consultant to create a climate action and resilience plan. The village hired Nutting Consulting last summer, and they have worked diligently with Assistant Manager Monroe to create the plan that is before the board for approval. Our Assistant Manager, Ashley Monroe, has done a tremendous job in seeing this plan through, working with Trustee Marsh Osga and Trustee Evans on the C4 committee. But as always, it's our staff that makes these things really happen. And for those who may be interested in the plan, we'll be having an open house on May 22nd from 4 to 7 p.m. at the train station platform. More details to follow at our May 15th board meeting. Clerk Stenzel, please call the roll.
Trustee Koss.
Aye.
Trustee Marshazga.
Aye.
Trustee Clarity.
Aye.
Trustee Gallegos. Aye. Trustee Evans.
Aye.
Consent agenda is approved. We have no department and board and commission reports, no pending business. We have one item under new business, which is a resolution and proclamation declaring results of the election of certain municipal officers in the consolidated election held on April 6, 2025. Clerk Stenzel.
So this resolution acknowledges and accepts the results of the April 6 election. Joseph Fitzgerald will be sworn in as trustee, and President Pollock, Trustee Marsh Osga, and Trustee Koss will each be completing another term. Once the motion is approved, we'll start with swearing in President Pollock.
Could I get a motion, any discussion on the motion? I'm supposed to always ask that. Could I get a motion in a second?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. And so Clerk Stenzel, please call the roll.
Trustee
Or-
Coss?
Yeah.
Aye.
Trustee March-Aka?
Aye.
Trustee Clarity?
Aye.
Trustee Gallegos? Trustee Evans?
Aye.
The motion is approved, the ordinance is approved. So, now we do the swearing in.
All the fun stuff. So it's here small, it's here much bigger. So raise your hand. I, Doug Pollock, do solemnly swear
I, Doug Pollock, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of Village President
of the office of Village President
for the Village of Riverside, Illinois,
for the Village of Riverside, Illinois,
to the best of my ability.
best of my ability.
Thank you, congratulations.
Thank you.
If you want to sign yours really quick, or, yes. Joseph Fitzgerald. So you'll be repeating after me. I have it nice and big right here. I, Joseph Fitzgerald, do
I-
solemnly swear
I, Joseph Fitzgerald, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of Village Trustee
of the office of Village Trustee
for the Village of Riverside, Illinois,
for the Village of Riverside, Illinois,
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
Congratulations. So happy to have you. So, just for now. Trustee Marshowska? Yes, right here. I, Aberdeen Marsh Osgood, do solemnly swear
I, Aberdeen Marsh Osgood, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of Village Trustee
of the office of Village Trustee
for the Village of Riverside, Illinois,
for the Village of Riverside, Illinois,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Thank you. Congratulations. If you can sign. Thank you. And Trustee Coss? Got the glasses. I also have it nice and big here, too.
Good. Well, this is to sign.
Alrighty. I, Elizabeth Coss, do solemnly swear
I, Elizabeth Koss, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
and that I will faithfully perform the duties
of the office of Village Trustee
of the office of Village Trustee
for the Village of Riverside, Illinois,
for the Village of Riverside, Illinois,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Clerk Stenzel, and thank you to all of the trustees who volunteer their time to serve our village. I think we'll save any trustee reports for the regular meeting. And so I would ask trustee Clarity to do me the honor of making a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second. Clerk Stenzel, please call the roll.
Trustee Koss.
Aye.
Trustee Marzowska.
Aye.
Trustee Clarity.
Aye.
Trustee Galagos. Trustee Evans. Aye.
Don't go anywhere. We have our regular meeting immediately following. It'll be very brief. This Sine Die meeting is adjourned.